Okay, so share screen. Here we go. All right, can everybody see my screen? Okay, I see a nod. Fantastic. Okay, so this is from Laura Green. And the first step in the One Thing mentoring process is just to figure out where you are. So we have you check the box of the rank that you're hitting organically. That means when it's not a BOGO month, when it's not, if there's no buy-in or, if your upline hasn't bought in, like it's just organic rank that you're reaching. And then rate yourself on each of the beliefs and the actions and the characteristics in the boxes following. So looking at Laura's, and I'm going to make sure Laura's unmuted. How do I get back to, there we go. Okay. Laura, can you hear me? Oh, there we go.
Is that better?
Yep, I can hear you now. Okay. And you can still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, how are you, Laura?
Good, Andy. How are you?
Fantastic. So where are you based, Laura?
Down in Portland, which is like right on the edge of Victoria and South Australia, down on the coast.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so we're looking at your One Thing mentoring, and you're currently organically hitting Premier, and your goal is Presidential Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just take a look at your belief in the product. So currently you've filled in your belief in the company and the opportunity, which is a level 10.
Yep.
So let's continue on that line and just ask you to rate yourself on each of those three things in the next box over. So the first one has to do with character. And so how would you rate your integrity on a 1 to 10?
I'd say that's a 10.
Okay, awesome. And then the next box is presenting the message. How would you rate yourself at presenting the message?
Ooh. I think I've done a lot of growth in that in the last. See, I did this form for Adishan Santoshi about a month and a half ago, and so I'm more like silver's just very easy now. I've done a lot in the last month, and a lot of that's been about presenting like going more public with the message. So I think I'm I don't know, maybe 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
One.
Okay, fantastic. And then the last one is on enrolling. So if you were to rate your yourself on enrolling on a 1 to 10, what would you give yourself?
So I got the promos, our Aussie promos, before the first month was up. So I think I'm doing all right at that as well.
Great. So what score?
Oh, maybe 6.
6? Okay, great. Fantastic. So what I like to do after going through your current rank is I like to take a look at the level just below that and go through and rate yourself on those as well. So you give yourself 10 integrity, 7 message, 6 on enroll. So let's go down to the next level of elite and rate yourself on what's your belief in the product, 1 to 10.
Yeah, 10 plus.
Okay, 10 plus, love it. How about sharing experiences? So giving people positive experiences with the product.
Yeah, 10 plus.
10 plus, awesome. And how about inviting people to change lives?
That I reckon I need to work on because I do it a little bit too ad hoc now. So it might be like my I do every Tuesday, every Sunday workshops, and then it'll be Tuesday and it'll be like, all right, I need to invite people. So I need to get better at planning inviting. So probably, yeah, like a 7 on that one.
7? Okay, fantastic. So I'm just making a note here just for my own sake. Great. So next question. And so just look at your notes here. You said belief's not an issue. It's mostly time management and scheduling.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that.
So I have 2 babies under 2, and it's going to be 3 babies under 3
Right.
by November. So I think
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So
yeah.
You're feeling like it's tricky to manage your time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Do you feel like you have the support you need to do the key activities? I mean, you know,
I find I don't have much family here, and my kids are with me all the time. So, and being toddlers, it's getting to that hard stage where when they're at classes, particularly my little girl runs the class, so she has all the oils, and so that's getting a bit difficult. But yeah, I'm just trying to work around, like I do Sundays and late Tuesday nights. And then I think the one thing I'm finding the most difficult is I'd like to have a non-negotiable time frame for doing my wellness consults within. But I find obviously getting face-to-face with people is the best way to do that. It's not the only, but it's the best. And that's difficult, getting 2 toddlers in the car and going and doing that. And being a high enroller each month, it means I've got a lot of people to get around to by the time, I'd like it by the time the 15th rolls around the next month. So I'm finding that's probably the difficulty in scheduling all those people in for that wellness consult.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm glad you're doing them in person. Have you tried doing them over Zoom or Skype or?
Yeah, and I've had some really good ones, but I think I'm a real, I'm a psychologist and a masseuse, so I'm very touchy, and I like, getting people's hands and putting the oils in them, and so I would prefer it that way.
No, there's no doubt that in person is more effective. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I need to just get over that. This is the place I'm in at the moment. This is where I'm at, and then I just need to schedule in online ones.
Yeah, it's so tough because you definitely take a hit on effectiveness. There's just nothing like person to person. Never will be.
Yep. What I am doing well is every Sunday I've got this beautiful retreat where we live, and every Sunday I open that up to my whole team, so people can come and I can do 5 or so at once.
Oh, that's great.
And it's just probably getting more people to come along to them maybe, and then I can knock over a few all at once rather than trying to get them all separately.
Yeah, that was going to be my other suggestion was if you do them on Zoom, or if you even do them in a group, physically, then you can leverage your time, and also it creates this positive social environment where they see other people setting up their LRPs, and so they do it themselves. So that can be a really nice added benefit of doing it as a group.
Yeah.
So great idea.
Thank you.
Fantastic. So let's go ahead and dive into the areas where your scores were less than a 10. So you give yourself a 7 on inviting and presenting, and a 6 on enrolling. So what do you feel like you need to do to move your enrolling score up, even if it's just 1 or 2 points?
I think at the start I was really good at following up, and now that I've got a more public community profile, people are contacting me more so. So I'm not doing a lot of the hustle that I did at the start, and I'm kind of I've probably dropped off on the follow up. So I reckon I need to start again. It's that probably scheduling thing when somebody's
Mm-hmm.
contacted me, just putting it in my diary that I should follow up with them in a couple of
Mm-hmm.
days or a week or whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I've probably just got complacent or something with that.
So it sounds like you know who to reach out to. It's just a matter of designating the time to do it, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you use any kind of digital reminder, um, like the reminders app in the iPhone, or
Yeah, I use that and my notes a lot.
do you assign times to the reminders? Like maybe you want to do a follow up exactly 2 days later. Do you ever assign a time in the reminders?
No, I should do that.
That's one of the things that Natalie and I try to do. Every time we enroll someone, we set an alarm on our phones for 12 days later so that we make sure they get moved within the 14-day period.
Yeah.
And so that's something you could do likewise with your follow-ups. Maybe after class is over, you just, as you're putting your things away, you just automatically put in your device when to follow up with who, and that way you don't have to think of it. It just pops up for you.
Yeah. And that, I hosted a class for one of my leaders last night, and we had 4 there, and 4 are going to enroll. And so I always make sure, no matter what, everybody just fills in the form. And they all had a date when they'd have the money for whatever they wanted. So I said to my leader, she got them all to write their date on it, and she was going to follow up, and she put in her calendar. So it's what I'm preaching.
Uh-huh.
Should be what I'm doing.
Great. Awesome. Well, that's yeah, sometimes it's just that simple, you know, setting yourself up so that follow up becomes easy. Like we all know we should do it, but taking that little step to make it easy to do can make all the difference. So
And I know my home is, it's really difficult with toddlers because they want to be in all your stuff. And it's the way our house is set up is, it's difficult to kind of keep them out of anything. And it's difficult for me to keep up with keeping it all tidy as well. So my workspace is not how I want it to be. So I've got lists of all these things everywhere, that, I've got a follow-up list of hundreds of people. But I need to just go through and set a reminder that these are the ones that I need to follow up with. Otherwise, they'll just stay in a list.
That makes sense. It sounds like you're being super creative about using your space and making it work with the children. Do you have a partner or somebody who could take the kids for some of the classes, or?
Yeah, so he does. He's a footy coach too, so he's got training. As soon as he finishes training, he comes home, and I do my Tuesday classes, and he'll have them Sundays. But he's a firefighter in the bush, and so down in Australia, we're just on the end of our fire season, so he's just on call all the time, and it's made it a little bit difficult. But yeah, we're as creative as we can be.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you're using your creativity and leveraging your assets. That's really crucial. Okay, how about you gave yourself a 7 on presenting and inviting as well. So what can you do to move that up, even if it's just a few points?
I noticed last night, so I hosted Monday night for a leader, and then, she's just a share actually, and then a leader last night. And I was really impressed with my leader. She's just fairly new to it, and she was so authentic in her newness. And I realized which I've learned a lot from Vanessa, I just really do it like the back of my hand, because I've known these oils for so long, and then I need to step back into a more just kind of somebody else interested in, rather than just talking a lot about what I know, because then like I've found recently, people say, you know, I could never present like you. So I think I need to get a bit more real again, and a little bit more vulnerable like I was at the start. Maybe.
Beautiful. Everybody loves it when we are real and are vulnerable. And it's, you know, we think that being perfect is what's going to impress people and attract them, but it's actually the opposite. Being human and being less than perfect is what makes us relatable. So it sounds like you know that already. So nothing new there, but good reminder to return to that. And then, so that was inviting and presenting. So it sounds like maybe inviting too. You said that sometimes it's just putting it off until the last minute. So what can you do to be more proactive and time block that in?
I'd like to probably start at the start of the month, plan out all of my events, and then do some better inviting, especially again, another lovely thing I've learned off Vanessa is getting face to face, which again is difficult in my situation, but as much as possible, getting people face to face to invite them to events, they're so much more likely to come along. So yeah, I just need to plan better, because I know I've got them all scheduled in. It's just and promoting some of the more community events that I'm doing. I might promote it when I first organise it, and then the day of, I've got no one coming along, so I'm trying to promote it again. So probably, yeah, even again setting reminders in my phone to invite and promote.
Yeah, inviting is one of those things that it can feel awkward or it can feel uncomfortable, and so it's really easy to postpone that and to do busy work instead of that. So is there a way that you can sort of give yourself positive reinforcement for doing, or is that an issue for you? It sounds like you're doing a great job of inviting, so maybe that's not an issue for you.
Yeah, no, I don't have any kind of awkwardness inviting.
Okay. It's just a matter of getting it done.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Lovely. Well, yeah, it sounds like blocking the time and setting alerts to get that done is maybe just that simple. Beautiful. Okay, and then number 3, what belief or action needs to shift to get there? Influencing people in my team to become leaders. Talk to me more about that. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so I think I had at the start a lot of people really keen, and not much movement. And I feel like I've done maybe too much building up of trees, and people have not really taken ownership of them then. Um, and yeah, I've just really not got anyone. Actually, in the last month, I've had a couple of people step up, and start actually doing the actions, because I've had a lot of talk, but actually start to schedule in some classes and things. So that started to shift in the last month since I did this form. But yeah, just like even, I do these really beautiful events on Sundays. So like that recent one was a Mother's Day event, and I had a reflexologist come and just do hand massages, and we all did head massages, and just sat and would, just hung out for the day with my team. And so I put out a call with my leadership group saying any of my leaders can come and help do head massages, and no one comes. So I don't know how to inspire my leaders to come along to these, because they're beautiful. That everyone who comes raves about it. But I'd love because as soon as my leaders come, then their teams will come along as well. So I don't know.
So it sounds like they were engaged earlier, and they're just not they're not showing up, not inviting their own people.
Yeah.
Are you doing any mentoring with them, or?
Yeah, so Sundays, I set my Sundays up. In the morning, it's always an intro class. In the middle of the day, it's LRP and any kind of extra support. And then the afternoons is always my business group. And yeah, it's just hard to get anyone to come along. And then I've offered all of them. I've only got probably 2 that do mentoring calls. And that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that I remember from the very beginning is that everybody is taking their cues from me. And so there were times that the energy would run out on some of the things that we were doing. And it was my job at that point to find where there was energy and there was drive and goodness, and tap into that and move forward with that. And so I love that you're doing regular classes. I love that you're trying to do mentoring. And sometimes we just need a pattern interrupt and to start again on some of these things. So I love that whenever something is not taking, is not clicking, is not syncing with people, then we have that opportunity to start again and just to go at it again. And one of the things that I found is that if I will just be committed and consistent in doing the basics, right, and doing the pipes, but sometimes I need to change in how I'm going about it. And so that's one thing I'm feeling as we hear from you, is that there could be some ways that you may need to shake things up there. Not sure. And when there is this lag, that's when it's time to get back to what's working for you and what's keeping you passionate about the business. And why is it that you do this business? So if I asked you that, what would you tell me?
So I've fallen in love with these products for myself and my family, and then learned about the business opportunity that will allow me to create. So I've got this beautiful little retreat, little farm down here in Australia, and we're just building up this therapy petting zoo here, and I'll be able to just continue to grow and develop that and offer that out to the community, and offer my family, because I did a video about this morning on my Facebook. We're the weirdos that live, not so normal life, and that means that my kids won't be able to engage in some of the things that mainstream kids get to do. So I'm probably going to have to homeschool, and so it just gives me all that freedom to live the lifestyle I want to live.
I love that. That's why you're here, and that's what you're going toward, so you can have those 3 beautiful babes going the direction that you want, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love. We just got home from a trip to Europe, and my little kids were having a hard time going to sleep tonight, but I have the possibility of just getting them all around me, and I get to do business on my terms, and we grow together in love every day because of that.
And I was brand new to this company, but like so brand new. I didn't even know what network marketing was. And I got the opportunity to come to your home, and my little baby, she was like 1.5 or something, and she's running around with all your kids, just being like, like crazy. She was the best thing in the world. And like for us, that's, it's incredible, the opportunities that, and then, got to go to Uluru at the start of the year, and it's just amazing. And you're using your gifts, you're enrolling, you're sharing it. I love to see that. I think, to move from Premier to Elite is going to take, it takes doing the same things, but you will be changed in the process, right? So you're going to keep, especially, right? So you're always preparing you're inviting and presenting, enrolling your prospects, and you're supporting your team and your community, your member community. These things, it's going to take more IPing, right? But it's going to be about this belief in you. So as we look at Silver, what's your belief in you and your ability to be successful with this business? If I had to give it a number.
On a scale of 1 to 10, yep. 10 being fabulous.
An 8.
Okay. So if your belief at you being successful in doing this business is an 8, what would it take to take that to a 9? What would be the thing that shifted that?
Well, I know as a psychologist that the self-care, so the things I think are probably lacking, and I can't be too hard on myself with 2 tiny babies, but the definitely self-care daily, not just every now and then when I've like filled up my bucket way too much, then I decide to do it. Preventative self-care, and then starting up again stuff that I used to just do daily, like visualizations about where I'm heading, and all those beautiful affirmations that I already believe in, but it's about reminding myself every day. So yeah, setting aside some time, and I was doing that really well for a little while, and then Ruben, because my milk is changing, so he's just constantly attached to me, and at night, where I would normally, the kids are gone to bed, and then I would normally set aside some time to do that. So it's just about, again, like, life has shifted, so I've got to figure out when and get it started again.
Yeah. I love that awareness, right? And your inner knowing, right? That self-care piece is everything and will just shift things, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes after we've gone along, then we get a little tired, right? You've done such incredible work, and you're taking care of those 2 little ones and building another. Like, this is incredible work. You have to just admit that you're doing incredible work. And boy, just what you're creating in your own home is fabulous. And look at all that you're creating beyond that. So I think it's beautiful today, for you to put those things and build those things into your life. I remember when we were Premier and Silver and Gold, and we traded oils for massage, right? Because we found massage therapists that could be in our team, and we didn't have the money to pay them yet, but we had some oils that we could trade for that. So you claim what you need for that self-care. And I love the quote from Dave Ramsey. He talks about, we have to live like others are not willing to live right now, so that we can live like others will never live later, right? You're creating that daily, and it requires putting that care for you and your connection first. So that is deep and powerful. And then you're guided in everything that you're doing, right? And it's happening, as you all know, the great leaders down there, Paul and Vanessa, have coined, right? With ease and grace. I love it, right? So what are those basic self-care pieces? What are you going to start this week?
So I was doing Blue Tansy's I just need every day. So I was doing Blue Tansy foot rub, which I'm going to need to think that was beautiful before bed, obviously, because it's calming. But at the moment, I just can't put Ruben down. He's just completely attached. So I'll just have to think about when still do something like that, but when. And one of my things as a psychologist is belly breaths, diaphragm breaths. So I'm always teaching people to do your balance and start your day with 5 belly breaths. And I haven't done that. I can't remember the last time I did that, so I'll start doing that because that's easy.
Beautiful awareness, right? Putting those first things first, shifting just those 5 simple breaths, right?
Yeah.
And coming back to it. And when you do those deep breaths, you're gonna be able to even get more clarity on what your tree really needs, right? Because right now you're kind of in this little in-between space, right? Where you've enrolled that, and how can we get it just rolling forward? Okay. So beautiful clarity on your belief in you as we go just across with commitment. Where's your commitment level right now?
10.
Beautiful. How about modeling success habits? With the littles, is that a challenge, right, at this point?
Well, yeah, but I think I've done I mean, I've done the big things really well. So we've because we're baby doTERRA still, but we've won the America trip to come to the convention in our first couple of months, run the Uluru trip. We've been to Aussie convention just recently. We're going to leadership, and we're basically just doing everything we can to make sure we get to all of those events, and it's showing that our organization is successful in all of these opportunities, and people are always saying how well you're doing and all of that kind of thing. So I think I'm doing that really well, showing that especially getting to events is the most important, one of the most important things to do. And also just the keeping up with regular workshops. So my team see me every single week, consistently doing those.
I love that, because when they see your commitment, when you're modeling those success habits, they're just catching the cues from you, just like your little ones do, right? They learn how to do life by watching you. And and your team has their eyes on you.
Using the rear left-hand door today, so you feel.
So that's so powerful, Laura, and you're wise to stay consistent with those things. If they need to take a little bit different form, you talk to those builders. You talk about what they need, with them. Ask them what they need. If it needs to take a little different shape, then you tweak it. But it's still the same pipes, right? You're not moving away from that. It's just, oh, hey, do I need to change the execution on this a bit to meet the needs of my team better right now at this stage where we're at? Just like when your little boy is needing a little bit more connection from you before you have your new bub, right?
Yep.
You're just like, oh, okay, I hear you. You're giving me that message. And here we go. This is how, I'm going to be here for you. I'm just going to hold you as long as you need me. And I'm right here for you. And this is how we're creating space for that. You listen to that need and you connect to it, right? Because what's the normal? Our normal reaction would be to resist it, right? To resist him and get him to, we've got to just move on through this, right?
Yeah, I've got stuff to do. Yeah, we need to be at the next stage already.
Yeah, it's so crazy, right?
Yeah.
We try and move right past that when that is the lesson of this stage, right?
Yeah.
So finding that lesson with your little one, to give him those last connection pieces before you have a new baby enter this space, right? And learning that same thing from your team. They will give you cues, right? You ask them, and they'll give you more and more clarity. Sounds like your certainty is high. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at this point, you're moving into that stage where you have been doing the building. You've been the one enrolling, and now it's the how can I, you're inspiring them to enroll. You're continuing to enroll, but you're inspiring them to enroll, and they're catching the vision and they're taking the baton, right?
Yeah.
As you move into goal, you're getting ready to move up into silver and gold is when that happens, right? So all of these things are developmentally preparing you and your builders to make those moves. And you're in the perfect place right now, just seeing it as that and knowing it's that. I want to do a little bit just as we wind down here and close with you is just the creative problem solving on time and kid support. Okay?
Yeah.
You are the creator of time, right? You co-create. You're incredible. So you have all the time you need. And I love remembering that. My sister Roxanne, she's a presidential diamond. She's always reminding me that, right? Hadley, you create time, remember? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Deep breaths, those 5 deep breaths. And calling in the support that you need. How can you give your little ones what they need and support your growing team with what they need? You know, it never has to be one or the other. You can choose, and family comes first, and then we can show up strong with our teams when we put family first, right?
Yeah.
Our connection and family first. So what's some creative things that you can do to get that support going, rolling forward?
I don't know. I advertised for a like a PA kind of support me with the kids, but also learn about the business and come along to workshops with me. And and I've been advertising that for a long time, and it's the kind of thing I would have jumped at because it suits anyone. I'm a psychologist, I'm a masseuse, doing network marketing, so it suits anyone who's really interested in any of those things to come and learn. And we live on this beautiful property. It's beautiful to hang out at. My kids are beautiful, and I don't know, I just can't get any. I've had lots of interest, but it's no one's applied. I had one girl apply, and that fell through. So I think.
How are you finding out that you have lots of interest but not a lot of applications?
So on Facebook, a lot of people would say, if I was younger, I'd do this, and tagging all of the people they know, and heaps of people were sharing it and saying what a great opportunity, and then just not getting anybody.
I wonder if, as you're talking about that, the thought is there an easier way for you to connect to those people, right? Is there a little video that you could put out that's just a quick little video of, hey, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm creating, and now the time is right, and so things would line up and come together. So what if you put it out there either through a different channel or just put it out there again?
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try that video. It seems to be the way a lot of people engage with me is my videos, so I might do that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Then they could share that video, and you have a link where they can just sign up for a little chat with you. Yeah. Instead of some technical application or something, maybe that would bring down the barriers. I love that. Seeing you be perfectly supported. You don't have to be the little red hen that does everything in your home and your family and your business, right? You're just like, look, I'm perfectly supported in my home and my family. I'm perfectly supported with these builders that are showing up all around me that are ready to take on the role of leaders,
Yeah.
And getting team members to events to build belief in the company and the opportunity, how important that is. What if you partner with your upline to come up with a way to help some of those key team members get there? Maybe it's that you guys do a day where you come together and you make meals. So when the wives are leaving, the husbands have meals, to feed their families. Or maybe you come together to do a little incentive to help with the cost of the ticket to get in,
Yeah, see, I don't mind between me and then our Australian founder.
Yep.
I don't have anyone and there's a lot in between, but I don't have anyone who even comes to events. I've got no one who's really actively building.
And that's
so
a great opportunity for you to go to those people and say, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful you're part of my doTERRA tree. I am at this stage and I need this support. And maybe these are the 3 things that I desire. What would you be willing to do to support me in my journey?
Yeah.
You know, then it will keep those relationships healthier. You're not just moving right past them, you know, you're engaging them in a way that works for them, and you just explore that way. You know, this is something.
Because I know, you know, the amount of just momentum that all these events have given me. I just want all my team to be able to come.
Right.
Yeah.
We just went to the European convention, and you know, we talked to a lot of our leaders ahead of time, and you can tell the ones that did the work to get people there, that built up to the events, they'll have an incredible year, you know, from that. And we say, you do the work to help those people get to one event. It's like working with that person for a whole year, right?
Yeah.
And it just becomes, again, ease and grace, right? So beautiful. You know the work. You know what makes a difference. You're doing that work with you, your children, your leaders. It's awesome. So happy for you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Miss Lara. Excited to hear of your growth going forward.
Thank you so much, guys.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. Who's up next? I love it. Preeti says, what about an au pair? Check that out.
Yeah, so that's my next option. One of my friends in a different tree, I stayed with her on our way back from convention, and in the morning this beautiful little girl come in and she was speaking Italian and she was just hanging out with kids. So yeah, that's I don't know how it will go in my tiny little town, because you have to I can't afford to have her full time, so I'll have to share. So there'll be a little bit of a blockage there, but I'll definitely explore it.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Thank you, Preeti.
Yes, love it. It's so great that we're perfectly supported by an amazing advocates around us, right? Other builders, other leaders. Love it. Okay. Unmute whoever's ready to be next.
Or raise your hand.
Or raise your hand. You got this? Hands. Who's up?
And if you haven't filled out the form in advance, that's totally fine. We can just go through it real time. So we'll show the file on our computer, and you can just answer it in real time.
Yeah, just give us your number as we go along, right?
I'll be next if no one else is.
Hi, Julie.
Beautiful, Julie.
Where are you from, Julie?
Perth in Western Australia.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome.
That's right. And Julie, you're with Tanya Maidment, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to you last time, but I got cut off.
Yes, yes. So let's catch up, right? Okay, so Premier organically and...
Organically Premier, and I hit silver last... I did Diamond Club last year, so I think I hit silver during Diamond Club, and then I dropped back.
Beautiful. That's great. Great awareness. That one shows the attachment, but I can't see it. Mm-hmm. Let me pull up what we have from you, Julie.
I was a bit confused with the form, so it might not make sense what I've written there.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, on Premier, as we just follow that across, where would you put your belief in the company and opportunity on a scale of 1 to 10?
10 being really good, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yes. I think where I'm at right now, I'm probably about an 8.
Okay. What
I
could,
might have changed since I wrote this out.
you're great. What could take that to a 9?
Well, I already go to as many events as I can get to. I think I'm not sure. I'm just in a bit of a flat spot at the moment, so I'm just trying to.
Let's move right through that, right? That's why we're here, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So you basically said, I'm not sure what to build that company opportunity. Did you qualify for leadership?
yeah. Well, I'm silver, so I think, doesn't that qualify you? I'm not going to be able to get there this time. Just financially, it's not possible for us. I have been in previous years, and it's been amazing.
Awesome.
And
so you're only holding back is that financially it would be cumbersome for you to get over to Gold Coast and be there for a few days.
Yeah, it's just we've been in a bit of a bad patch,
yeah.
But we're moving through that. But it's just, I think if I said to my husband I'm going to leadership in the Gold Coast,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't think it'd go down to.
Have you talked to Tanya about that?
Not in depth, no. But it's just my husband turns 50 this year, and he was going to go to the Netherlands to be with his family, but because of what's been going on, we having to can that as well. So if I say I'm going to leadership, he'll be like,
So the only thing I would just explore is just touching base, right? You've got partners in this business, and that's who we work with. We work with each other as partners. And so if you'll reach out to Tanya and just let her know where you're at. Hey, I would love to be to leadership. I can't make it, cost-wise right now. How can we make, do you have any ideas? Or the other way, so I would explore that with her for sure. And then also the other way to build belief in the company and opportunity that I love is reading the Leadership magazine. So it's just dropping in there, finding somebody that I connect with, and just seeing how many lives, how many of these people are really diamond, how many of them have figured it out, and learning from them and taking what I need from that. So that's always really good at building belief in company and opportunity. And just for the rest of you, so you remember, on the back of this form that was emailed you, and Andy, I was going to ask if we could just make a web page that would just be sharesuccess.com/AU for Australia. And what we'll do is we'll put the recordings of these calls up there, and then these downloads as well, okay? So that you can see that going forward. But there's great things to read, to do, to watch, to build your belief in any one of those belief levels. So be watching that and be watching there, okay? So right now we've got...
It's live.
Awesome.
I'm not sure though. Don't show it.
Sure. Right now we've got a few things on that site, and we'll just update it with some of this, okay? So sharesuccess.com/AU.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Going forward. And is that what you're doing? It's okay. See it? Okay, and then you had your integrity at a 9. That's powerful. So great. What could you do to up-level that integrity? just feeling like you're doing this business with integrity, you're bringing integrity, you're being authentic. What could you do to take that to the next level?
Well, I take integrity as in, trying to follow, obviously, doTERRA's culture. Sometimes I struggle with that a little bit because it's, and also trying to, just to follow protocols and everything like that. So that's why I've marked it 9, because I feel like I'm trying to do all that. I'm really not sure how to improve that. I'm not sure.
You're doing beautifully. So one of the things I would tell you is just to trust you. You're doing a lot of things right already, right? So one of the things we want to do is just focus in on what's working, what's right about you, what's right about your business already, because there's a lot of things that are going right. So that's one exercise I like to do, because it's easy when I don't know, just to see the things that are going wrong, right? So what's already going right in your business at this point, Julie?
What's going right? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm maintaining my volume. I've maintained my volume for quite some time for Premier. Awesome. So that's what's going right.
How? Tell me.
Trying to be positive here.
That's awesome. Maintaining the volume. How do you like to teach classes?
I do, and I like to get other team members involved. So those that they're good at DIY and skincare and all that. So I've been trying to get them more involved. But I've just had, and I don't know what it is. So I don't know whether it's. I know people say whatever's going on in your business is what's going on for you. Mm-hmm. So I've been I'm doing Tiffany's mindset makeover at the moment. So, and I'm trying to work on myself like there's no tomorrow. Sorry, I'm just having a blank.
No,
what was your question again?
You're doing great. You're doing great. Just on presenting, and it sounds like you're doing something.
Oh yeah, presenting. Yeah, so I'm trying to do. I'll stop saying trying, but I am setting up classes, and I haven't had many people come along. So and like last year, I had a lot of activity and a lot of going on, and this year I don't know what it is, but people are not coming to classes, and I'm still setting them up, and then things come up as well, family wise and things. But yeah, so I am putting it out there, getting classes. I've gone to networking events. I've met a lady that does skincare. Hasn't joined. I've talked to her about the oils. Mm-hmm. So I'm wanting to generate more classes, but people that normally would be doing classes with me are off doing other things. So that's where I'm kind of like feel like I'm just running my ship all on my own at the moment.
And this is normal, right? You're just moving into this stage of getting people to follow you, right? And this requires you to be presenting the message, and you're doing that. But sometimes it takes it sounds like, how are you at doing one-on-ones?
How am I doing one-on-ones?
How do you do just presenting to like just one person over coffee, or just you go to their home and you share the message and you teach them how to use the oils and you do a little class?
Yeah, I love doing that. Yeah.
So to me, I know that when my business gets stalled, it's because I'm stalled in some way. And if I will just start and keep those commitments again, those basic things, again, it's inviting, presenting, and enrolling. And this, if I will keep sharing and inviting and then presenting, whether it's just I'm going to their home and I'm sharing a class when it works for them, and I'm just going to their home, it takes an hour, I'm bringing my oils, I'm using the class handout. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? It can just be that simple basic thing, right? Just do the natural solutions class, or that will be coming in a month or so with leadership. So do the class that's in the class in the box, right? So that your people know what to teach, that they can see you do something and think, I can do that, right?
Yeah.
So right now, you presenting that message and continuing to share is so key, because that's going to keep you alive and you rolling in this business, and it's going to keep your team clear about what makes a difference and what they should be doing, right? It models all of that.
Yeah.
So that's key. And then how do you feel about enrolling?
I'm good at enrolling people I don't know, but I'm not good at enrolling friends or family. That's a bit that I've had a few issues with that. People have been a bit nasty and whatnot. So I'm fine with people I don't know. That's fine. I'm again, it's a skill set that I'm still working on in terms of sales and
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I love that you're doing the Tiffany Mindset Makeover.
Yeah, I love Tiffany.
I love her sales mastery course. It helped me a lot in just getting better and better at growing that trust to enroll, right? Because it's really about that at this point.
Yep.
And it's sweet if you look at those people that you know, and maybe something hard has happened when you've been trying to enroll a family member or a friend that you care about. And you can either let that take you on this other road that I do better at enrolling people that I don't know from anyone, they're strangers, or you can say, oh, that was this one person, or that was this situation, and I'm going to continue to offer doTERRA because I know of the solution that it is for the people that I care about,
Yeah.
And just keep doing that mindset makeover so you can move right through that, because you've got an incredible offering, right? You've got so much to offer, and you're just bringing it to them, right? I think if you just continue on that path, everything else that you have right here, Jody was saying, what about getting Tanya on team chats or doing a 3-way, and plugging in things like that. So your team has things like that to plug into.
Yeah, she has a monthly thing that's for her whole team. I think the time often is 7 o'clock prayers time, and I find with kids and a lot of my team members, it's just not the right time. So, we used to do one,
maybe give that feedback on, hey, what about doing one different time for an AU call so that it meets our needs a little bit better down under. And then notice some of these chat comments, because they're amazing. I love what Jody's saying about, I know what it's like to be an 18-month-long premier. It's time to expand your network, more people in the funnel, and booking classes from classes, right? But you just start doing those basic things again, and you'll start coming alive again, right? Why is it that you do doTERRA? What is your why, Julie?
Sorry, I'm probably going to cry. I'm terrible at crying.
You're great.
I'm a shocker. I want to help people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why do you want to?
I want to make it different.
Yeah.
Just because natural solutions are an amazing alternative to what's already on offer out there. And they work. So they work.
They do.
Yeah, and I grew up with parents that were very much open to, on a farm, and I've always been into natural stuff, but plants heal. It's some natural medicine. So yeah, it's just, I really do believe that what we have, these gifts that we've been given, can help people. And my biggest thing is when, people don't see it, and it's just learning to, as Tiffany says, so what?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Moving on.
SW.
Yes.
What is it? So what? I wrote it down.
Who cares? Move forward, kind of thing, right?
So some will, some won't. So what? Someone is waiting.
Yep.
So yeah. So I just have to keep sometimes I build a house with the ones that I get those rejections, and I build a house there, as Tiffany says, don't build a house there. And I just need to keep going, and just keep finding those people that are open to it, and eventually those other people will come around when they're ready. And if not, they don't. So
I love it.
Yeah, that's at the crux of it all. I really want to make a difference, and
so
I can see that. Yeah.
As you said that, the thing that stood out to me is we have this most powerful tool to help us in our process, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things I love, I just pulled up the Essential Emotions app, and I looked up fear, right? Because sometimes fear, doubt, and worry is the thing that keeps me from moving forward. So I click on fear, and the first oil is juniper berry, and powerful oil to use when I'm experiencing fear and I just need to roll forward and move forward. Because, I love what they're saying here in the chat too. It's just decide to move forward without fear and excuses, right? And we have these powerful tools to help us do that, right? And juniper berry is amazing. So let's get that on you, right? Use your oils, use these solutions that are so real, and that you're asking for the courage to have to share. Use them on you to help you break through this. And beautiful, beautiful awareness. And thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you to put these little pieces into place, and then we'll have a good touch point. And from this call, we really want to model that, wherever you are or your people are, there's a simple way that we can mentor, and it doesn't have to take hours. It can take a few minutes, right? If we dial in to where we're really at, and we can know what to focus on to get to the next place. And so you're doing amazing. Just focus on those few key things, and keep using the oils to help you break through.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Oh, you are so welcome. So welcome. Thank you, Julie. Vanessa, go be reunited with your beloved. We will stay this course. I love what she's saying. You are worth it. So this call, when we do this once a month, we'll do it for a while to model this, and it will be 90 minutes. So we've got 20 more minutes for this call. And what we'll do is, again, we'll throw this up and the reminder up on that sharesuccess.com/AU. And just know that you guys have these tools here moving forward that you can take into your teams. Let's go to Preeti and then Karina. Preeti.
Hi, Natalie.
Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good today.
So glad that we get to be together.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it.
Yes. So tell us where you're at.
I'm comfortably a director,
Okay. Beautiful.
and my goal is elite. I've
Awesome.
reached executive once, and once nearly elite, but that's
That's
not-
amazing. That's great and a powerful start. So you're moving toward elite. What is it that you love about doTERRA?
I love the products. I love the oils. I did not use essential oils before, but I've pretty much replaced everything with doTERRA products. So
Awesome.
that's fully. I'm
What's
learning.
your belief like in the product?
I've put down a 9.
Great. So what would take that to a 10?
Probably following my gut feel more.
What was that again?
Following my intuition more.
I love it. Okay.
Because I can't use like the volume they suggest. I've had chronic fatigue for over a year now, and now I'm gonna cry.
Wow. You are in such a beautiful healing space, and we love you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're giving your body what you need.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I'd like to find a way to still build doTERRA while I have limited energy.
Mm-hmm. How do you like the Lifelong Vitality?
I've been taking it for 3 years.
Wow.
And because that so much happened to my body, I don't know anymore what works and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess.
Mm-hmm. I love that you're saying that you need to listen to your inner voice. How are you going to hear that better? How can you do that more?
In relation to the products, I started just putting it on my chest, and I use that basic kinesiology. When my body goes forward, it's good. It's beneficial now. And if it goes backwards, then it's...
You don't need it.
No.
Yep.
I don't need it right now. Yeah. And in regards to the overall well-being, it's meditating every morning.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And going to bed at 9. That's
awesome. Yeah. So just keep doing those self-care pieces that you know make a huge difference, right? Have you followed any of the protocols in the Essential Life book for chronic fatigue?
I think I've looked. Yeah, I can't remember.
That is.
Yeah.
One thing I would like you to look at is just that Essential Life book and what it says about chronic fatigue, because there's some really great pieces there. I especially like in the limbic section, I like what it talks about with chronic fatigue there. So check that out. It's a great resource for you. And with your belief that high in the product, I think you'll be beautiful at Elite. I think Elite sometimes, you know, in the past, Elite has been so ethereal. You know, what is it? What is it that's going to take me there? And I was just in Russia the other day and in Europe, and they said, how do you get to Elite? And I really think it's about sharing and inviting with about 45 people. And you kind of can, you're doing this in one, in the space of a month, and maybe you're preparing a little bit ahead of time, but it really is sharing and inviting with 45. And I want you to think about this funnel, right? You're sharing and inviting with 45. You're teaching about 30 of those, a little one-on-one or a class. And you can do that over Zoom, just like we're doing right here, or you can do that you can do that in a one-on-one like we talked about, or you can do that in a little class where you get a few people gathered in your home or someone else's. It doesn't matter how you do it, just that you share that message. And then out of those 30, at least 15 will typically enroll. And a lot of times you'll have more than that, but that's a good start with those at least 15. And that will take you to Elite rank. So if those 15 people have about a 200 PV kit on average, you know, some people will buy a 400 PV kit, some people will buy 100. So then it about evens out. And if 15 of those people enroll, then out of that, you're typically finding people that either want to build then or want to build down the road. So you just, with courage, sharing your experiences, the experiences that you're having with the oils, or you're getting your bottle out and helping other people have experiences with the oils, giving that, and then inviting, right? Inviting them to learn more right then when they're feeling the power of the oils. Sometimes I watch people invite, but they have waited until they've talked and the person isn't feeling the power of the oils right in that moment, or the person isn't really seeing how the oils can be a solution to them. And then they don't have as much success in the inviting. But I think that is really key, is helping them feel the oils, experience the oils. You share about that and then invite, right? So that is really the magic to Elite, and you're on a perfect path to get there. I love feeling your passion and your commitment to the people that you care about. Preeti. It's beautiful. Will you keep us posted as you do these simple things right now where you need to focus in? Will you keep us posted going forward? Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Any last question for me, Preeti?
Yeah, it's about the sharing and inviting. That's where you need more courage.
Yeah. You know, again, the oil that I look up for courage, and and you can use the essential emotions, which is so powerful, right? Courage or confidence, number one oil is bergamot.
Okay.
And I like putting bergamot right on my navel, my belly button, right in that center. And that has really helped build courage. And of course, another one of my favorites is Siberian fir, because it's so grounding and it just makes us feel strong and courageous. So you'll know intuitively which one you need when, because you know how to listen to that voice. But
Yes.
use your oils to move right through that courage, and also add in the personal development. Beautiful, Jody. Great notes in the chat too for you, Preeti, there. Thank you. Karina, let's move to you. How you doing? Sorry, I think we both unmuted you at the same time.
I'm doing good. It's good to be back, definitely.
Awesome. Have you had any progress on your sleep?
My husband gave me some advice. He uses this strategy, but he doesn't, he didn't tell me. He said to raise my legs above my head. He does it for about 20 minutes before he goes to sleep. He just pops his legs up on a wall and just either up or stretching, or over a couch, and redirecting the blood flow helps him to go to sleep. He does that when he wants to get to sleep quickly. So I added that into my routine with the oils that I'm diffusing at close range and topically. And I added a couple of more oils to my repertoire. And I'm going to bed, I'm going to sleep, and I'm having good sleep. So and obviously with my the diffusion being so close range, it's helping me have a deeper sleep, and so I'm having better days as well. So it's good.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know. I haven't figured out the cause, like the deep root reason why my sleep's been so difficult over the last couple of months, but that's working for now.
I love that. I love that you're getting a breakthrough there. And sometimes I've learned that I don't have to understand it all. I just need to be grateful when it's working out.
Yes.
So,
that's
okay.
right. It just feels good right now. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting that gift of sleep is so powerful.
Yeah, it's everything right now.
I know for us, we just got back from this European trip, and we're on different time zones and and I'm just really relying on that the Serenity gel caps just to help me calm down. And I'll use the bone health, the bone nutrient as well, because it's got that good magnesium and calcium just to kind of help my muscles and ligaments and everything just to calm.
I add extra magnesium to my diet on top of the bone health, because I did a horticulture course last year, and what they said is that in Australia, magnesium is low in the soil.
Wow.
And so if it's low in the soil, it's low in our bodies, because it's not coming through the plants. And I've needed to add it extra, and it's helping me with a lot of things, including my digestive, movement and things like that. So I know when I am low, because things stop working as well. So including sleep and things. So
beautiful.
Yeah, magnesium is key, definitely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you're feeling good and you're functioning every day, let's move into the One Thing mentoring. Where are you there, and what are your goals right here? Where are you headed?
So maybe I am.
What if we started at the bottom? Because it's like you're coming back at things again. It's almost like relaunching your business, right?
Yeah, it is. So I am at Premier, but at elite level, I think I'm a 10 for each of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay. So then let's go to Premier. Your belief in the company and the opportunity.
10.
How are you doing with integrity?
10.
Presenting the message.
I think that I'm an 8, and the reason I do, I think that I present well, and with because it comes from my heart and I have such high belief in it. People are inspired, but I think my message just needs to be a bit shorter. That's the reason that I think,
Hey, you and all of us, right? How many of us started out with 3-hour classes? And I don't know.
I'm loving them though. It's just that they're and I can't sustain that, so I do have to figure it out.
Yes, it's
Oh,
so true.
Yeah.
And it's a great awareness that actually we can serve more in less time. You see from Jody Naylor that she says, I still do have 3-hour classes, and she's a presidential diamond. I know that I always tend to that, and one of the things that has helped me the most is just trying to remember this one thing. When I remember back to the first time I was exposed to oils, and how much I could take in, I know that I could just take in so much, and then I just reached this saturation point, and then it didn't matter, anymore. It was just all flying past me because it was more than I could take in. And so, the studies show, the research shows that after about 50 minutes, we are saturated. And so I love just remembering that and reassuring myself. I almost have to tap or just reassuring, this is going to be okay. This is our first connection. I want to keep them wanting. I want to leave them wanting. And then we're going to, I'm going to sit down with them for a lifestyle overview in less than a week. And we're going to move forward, right?
Okay. So that's something that I have to learn about the wellness consults or the lifestyle interviews. I am doing a follow-up, waiting for them to get receive the oils, experience them for a few days, and then I come back to them and organize a meetup to and I use the live and take them through their the reordering in the LRP, and then also go over how they're experiencing the oils and are they receiving the results. And so that's what I'm doing.
Just so you know, that's a lifestyle overview and you're doing it great. So that's it. And it really is just a follow-up, and you're doing it beautifully. And if you want to watch how, I think we all do things really well, following our own way. But if you want to watch a little video on sharesuccess.com, if you click on live, we have a good one on empowered success that's that will be relevant in a couple months there in Australia after leadership. But this one is the one that you have right down there right now. And you can just watch this little video and see how Laura Jacobs does it, and then just do it your way, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just if you want more insight. But I'm sure that what you're doing is beautiful and you've got it going. So that's beautiful.
Thanks.
Okay. So we were talking about
presenting the message.
Yeah.
So
How?
And I feel the same. Like, I know that there's a saturation point. I can't take it anymore. So I just have to look through and just decide what's the fundamental, what will be the most important.
I love too that in those settings, it's just asking them the questions and responding to the questions, right? Because I've got certain things, I've got my blinders on, I'm seeing from my perspective, and these are the things that Natalie values, but everyone, has those same things, and I need to discover those things and go there with them deeply so I can serve them and their needs well. And then I'm creating massive value, right? In short periods of time, right?
Well, that was my actual next focus. So I've got subsections within my class, and so if last class that I taught last Friday, there are a few people that had pain management issues, so I prepared for that.
Beautiful.
Cover pain, but then I still also cover the oils and essential kit. So then that ended up making it a bit longer. But what I wanted to do was just, if I have a few kind of areas prepared at the beginning of the class, I'll kind of suss out what the needs are in the class and then redirect my focus on those as I go. And that was my thought. Is that what you're talking about?
That's perfect. That's perfect, because you're meeting their needs, but the only thing that's different is then when you open up the middle section, you're just focusing on the oils that would have more to do about pain, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I brought in Fiber and DDR Prime. And
beautiful.
As well. Yeah.
Awesome. How did you feel the class went?
It went really well. Because of the length, a couple of girls had to go home and tend to their kids.
Yeah.
And the host said that their financial situation wasn't enough to allow them to do anything with it. And so that's probably the least positive reaction that I've got. Everyone else is very inspired and excited at the moment. We are putting, I've got a new business builder who's been working with her gradually for a month or so, 6 weeks. She owns a martial arts company, and so there's this going right through all of the families that come to this martial arts company, and she's really now promoting it. Before it was just for her, the oils, but now she's really promoting it, and her husband, and there's this buzz happening. And so this martial arts company, it's called Destiny, and they've got a room, and they've opened that up for our business meetings and our classes. And so we've got a bank now, and things are really in that area doing really well. And so what I need to make sure is that there's always classes coming from classes and things like that, so then we move beyond as well. But that's always our base. So things are developing really, really well there.
You're thinking perfectly about the booking classes from classes, right? So that you're always having like some little gift there, you know, a keychain or something that, hey, if you book your class today, you can go home with this, you know, and just keeping it super simple. So you're presenting what's in the class, and then, hey, you know, well, maybe you start doing a monthly training on a different topic there that you can do once a month. And you start bringing your customers, or you just have your laptop there so you can do it on Zoom as well for other people outside of there. And you could do that now. You could wait for a time till you get a little bit more of a team going for that need. You can decide. But, you know, those people that didn't enroll because of their financial need, those are always the ones that I like to be able to talk to one-on-one. So any chance you can get to get their details so you can follow up with them, and she's not playing the, you know, kind of the shield, you know, for them, would be so powerful. And then the other thing I always like to say is, you know, the neat thing about this is if you want a kit, then we can just host a class at your house and invite people, and then we can earn your kit through doing your class for you.
How do you earn the kit through doing a class?
So the way you would do it is, you know, like, let's say we ask her, hey, what's your ideal kit? You know, if you could wave your magic wand, which kit would you get for you and your family? And then, okay, great. You know, if it's the Natural Solutions Kit, we're like, okay, well then that's, you know, 600 Aussie dollars or whatever. And then that's going to mean that we want to get this many people to a class, and then we'll see what they buy. But if you will share a little bit of oil and, you know, here's a few samples that you can go and you can share, and you start using the oil so you can have some experiences to speak of, and then we'll do this class, you know, 10 days from now. And if you have on average, you know, you kind of take them through the scenario. If you have 10 people there, and then we'll at least enroll 5 of those, and we'll get you, you know, your 20% back on that is going to pay for, you know, a big chunk of your kit, or, you know, and it always depends on what happens, but most likely it just really helps people get started and pays 75% to 100% of a kit, you know?
Yeah, okay.
And, you know, of course, those people would need to, you know, they need to sign up for LRP, but then they can see how much is coming to them within a week, right, on the Fast Start check, because we've got all the other forms from the other people. And then they can see, oh, well, I've got this calculated. Look, I'm going to have $400 10 days from today, you know? So then the husband feels really good about it, or whatever, you know?
Sorry, say that again.
Then the husband feels really good about it, and it's grounded, and, you know, we're really helping this be sustainable for them.
Okay. So then you put the enrollers under them.
Mm-hmm.
Give them the enrollment.
Yep. So typically whoever it is that is shared with is getting that enroller.
Yeah.
Right? Whoever shares with them is getting the enroller.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's good. So then I talk on Friday, and I give, there are a few people that enrolled. I give them the enrollment. And that would be the ideal thing to do. Anyway, like that's what I should be doing.
Yep.
I'm getting different advice. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I know there's lots of varying advice there. We have always just trusted that whoever shares with that person, if they get the enrollment, then, you know, there's just rare exceptions to that, which would be somebody that says, I never want to do this business, I never want to share, I never da-da-da. Then you might place them under them, but you might keep the enrollment, right? Yeah. But you never know. You know, I've had situations like that where the person then this person that says, I never want to do this business, will change their mind and want to do this business. And so then we can always give the enrollment back to them, because we have that one swap.
Yeah. This couple are interested in building at some point, or sharing they've expressed it. I've just felt some reservation from them, so that's why I wasn't sure if I should hold the enrollment but still place it under them.
I would give the enrollment, and then you can always have a conversation with her. You know, you could up front even say, hey, you know, if you guys decide not to build and we find someone that builds, you'll always make income from just finding that person. But if they want to build and I'm engaged in building and you don't happen to be building, you would just need to send an email to doTERRA, you know, that would transfer that enrollership, you know. And if you have that conversation, sometimes it's not so surprising down the road, you know, but only if that's appropriate. You know, you can always address it at the time as well. And I think I think they're going to be amazing. You just let them take a few steps into doing the business, right?
Yes, that's what I feel. That's how my new builder came from Destiny Martial Arts. So
beautiful.
Started to experience the fruits of sharing by giving her the enrollership, and it just bloomed from there. So it's been an amazing experience to see that and to see her life change. She actually was coming off cigarettes right at the time that the oils came.
Wow.
Was using the oils not to overcome the addiction because she didn't know that was possible, but to overcome the symptoms of the addiction. So
wow.
it supported her, and her whole life has changed. Family, and so there's this momentum. So exciting.
That's so beautiful. I'm so glad you're choosing in so that she can be experiencing that, and it just brings, you see them come to life, right? And experience that healing, and it brings you back to life in some beautiful ways.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, I love it. So the other part is growing trust to enroll. How are you doing there?
I'm not sure how to put a number on that.
Okay.
I have absolute confidence in enrolling people, and I just I think that everyone would benefit from doTERRA, and if I can just give them a piece of my vision that I have, it seems to connect with a lot of people, and they I just think that everyone needs it.
Awesome. I think you're great at that because of your high belief. You have that trust. And I would just say, keep the message short, ask questions, and then you'll make sure you won't miss any of those people going home early, right? You'll get that enrollment question right here, and they'll receive that question and be able to make that choice and bring it in their home, and that's the most powerful thing, right? Nothing else you could say or do would be more than just having it in their home,
Exactly. That Essential Life book has been wonderful as well, and motivating people to increase their LRP to 100 PV. Like we're using that, and those who haven't done that, they've bought the book. I've given them a price if they've bought the book, but they've got the education, they've got a few tools with the oils, and then it's just that continuing education. So I have confidence in the process, and that process is still developing for me, but that book has been amazing, and I do promote that book throughout my class so that it becomes a desirable thing at the end when I use that as an incentive.
Beautiful, to really empower, right? So
that book has changed me in terms of what I am able to achieve in my health, and I've rediscovered the oils in a completely new way, even though I've been using them for so many years.
It just adds a whole new depth, right, onto it. I was just listening to Corey Lindley. He stepped in a training the other day that we were teaching, and this is amazing. You guys are going to want to know this for just your teaching, but he was saying that they just did the numbers at the 10-year reunion or the 10-year, anniversary. And at that point, over the last 90 days, all the people that have ever purchased in all those 10 years, 70% of those people had purchased in the last 90 days. And that to me is just so mind-blowing,
How many is the whole time?
Oh, it's over 6 million, Oh
my goodness.
So that to me was just so mind-blowing. I just thought, if we just help people catch some vision of how to use these oils, no matter how imperfectly, right? This was another thought I loved from PJ. PJ and Yura were at the European convention, and she just spoke at one of our breakfasts about how this is the most forgiving business and how she loves it because it's so forgiving. And I thought, oh, you know, she said, I've done a lot of other things, and many of the things I've done in my life have not been nearly as forgiving. I can mess up when I'm sharing the oils. I can mess up on my invitation, and I could just share the oils with them again and do another invitation. It's over. Or they'll have some need and come to me, and we've taken care of that. You know, it's so forgiving. I can mess up with a builder. I can mess up as a leader myself, not showing up. And here we are again, you know, forgiving, and we can start again. So it's powerful. We're connected to a powerful vehicle. I love hearing where you have been, Karina. This is amazing. So your goal for this month is premiere, or and then
you'll have to figure out how that'll work and what's the next requirement. Yeah,
you're great.
I'm just focusing on trying to find my next builder, and
you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. So watch for that next builder, and that will give you 3 solid builders, and then just keep touching base, you know, and that will move you to a silver focus, right? Helping those 3 people hit elite.
Yeah.
And you're doing beautifully. You can do it in the perfect timing for you. There's never, you know, it's this process again that's very forgiving. You could do it in the perfect timing for you.
Yeah, it's just, for me, it's just the next step at the moment. I'm not looking too big, though I have that whole presidential diamond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning. So I'm learning the next thing, and then I'll keep building on that, and then I'll.
That's just the way you get there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks.
I want to hear from any last questions, Karina?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Beautiful. I want to hear from Jody and Haley really quick as we close, things that have stood out to you or any questions as we move forward.
Haley, do you want to go first? I don't want to take your spot.
Oh. Hello.
Hello, beautiful. We can hear you.
Hi. I've just been in transit. We've actually literally been getting off from the airport.
Oh, you're great. You're great.
Yeah. So I just really grateful that I could tune in and listen in the background. I've loved actually. Oh, that's Bernard. That's my son.
Hello, Bernard.
We were just. I was really grateful that when this came through, that we have an opportunity to touch base with you every month. And yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to taking advantage of these moving forward, and that of my team.
Wow. We are so grateful to be connected, and glad we could be at this connecting point. And we hope we can serve here and there. These are where our gifts and strengths lie, and in the mentoring. And we also just wanted to show you how simple this process can be so that you can simplify your mentoring. Can you see just how simple it can be at just helping people know exactly what to focus in on to go to the next, to their next growth space, to go to the next growth level. So great.
And I think that's been great for us too, is to listen, because without having actually received a lot of mentoring ourselves, it's actually really lovely to see the process that you go through during that. And you know, we're getting a lot of it right, and there's other areas where you can improve. So thank you so much for your time.
You are so welcome. Beautiful to be with you. Lots of love to you and Bernard and the whole crew there.
Yeah. Okay. But I love you too. Okay. I'll pass on to Jody. Bye.
Jody.
Hi, Nat.
Hey.
Big love to you.
Big love to you.
Miss Presidential Diamond since we last talked. So
Oh, wow.
amazing.
Just a few things
So happy.
going on.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, it's been very busy, and just been in Nepal with Ben Weesey, Haley's husband, and
Right.
just epic adventures. Really beautiful, as you know.
Nothing like it in all the
Yeah.
world.
Well, just before you were talking about doing that membership overview with people, and I've continued your Share Success tradition of giving the wellness consult certificate, and I just felt inspired to change it over and call it a lifestyle overview certificate. So if anyone would like access to that, I'll show you what it looks like. I've just done it in here. So I just changed it over.
Oh,
But
beautiful.
the Essential Life book is something that I personally offer and pass that on in our team, you know, for the loyalty rewards. And not everyone wants to do that, but I like to put it on there, and I think it's a great investment. So if anyone would like that, I'd be happy to share a link.
Beautiful. Yeah, and if you'll share it with us, we'll just post it on that page if you're okay with that.
Yeah, of course. Or maybe Andy will design it more to your design. I don't know. But
that looks lovely.
Okay.
You're doing amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
sometimes giving that certificate really helps people feel the value of it.
absolutely.
Right?
Well, I was actually just writing one out. This is my old version one.
Yeah.
I was writing one out while we were talking about it, and I thought, oh, I should share this with these people. So
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much.
yeah.
It's crazy how we move forward and then we forget some of these pieces, and this could be really key, especially there in Australia where, you know, it just needs to feel significant, right?
Yeah. I
That's
want to say a really big thank you, Nat, for including me here, but also for your inspiration all of these years. 6 years I've been in doTERRA, and you're the one who inspired me to do this business. And yeah, you're epic, amazing woman. So
I am so grateful you took on this journey, because, you know, we can inspire all day, but if no one receives it and takes it forward, it's really quite empty. So I'm so grateful you chose in and have blessed so many lives because of it.
yeah,
Well done.
been great. We attract great things. The more our energy is
Yeah.
high. I found that through this business, talking, you know, hearing people who are at Premier wanting to be at Silver and Director want to be at Elite, and I so remember those times as we all do. And the biggest shift in what I'm attracting now compared to then is just it's just your energy. There's just no attachment to it anymore, and great things really do come when you're taking care of yourself as well. So I love that self-care is a big part of it.
That's been a focus today over and over, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You never get away from it, right? Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I, you know, we got back from, we did, you know, I did the Russian grand opening, a full day training in Romania, a full day training in Hungary. Then we dove right into the European convention and a couple days of business training, and then a couple days of the convention itself, and just connecting with people and having, you know, meals planned. So we were connecting with the right people and getting to present a few times there at convention, and it would be easy to get caught up in all of that and lose the self-care. And, you know, instead I decided to, you know, I brought my massage ball that I could put on the back of my neck to release stress, you know, so I'd put AromaTouch on my back of my neck and lay down on that every night. And I kept my little AirPods in as I was walking places and going places, and my music and my audiobooks on in the room. And it was like, instead, you know, I just said, okay, you know I'm called to go out and teach and train during this time period, and I'm going to have it become this self-care journey. And it was really fulfilling for me. And then, of course, I came back and my back and my neck is jammed up from being on a plane, but then I just had my massage scheduled for this morning, and I did massage first thing, energy coaching call halfway through the massage, and then I thought, I need a bath too. So I hopped in the bath and had a great bath, and then went to the dentist this afternoon. So, just making sure we're getting all of that in, and in whatever way works right now. There's just no way around it.
That's good. It's so good to hear you doing all those things, because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling life getting busier, fuller, and more wonderful and exciting. But you want to be making sure that it's all slotted in. I'm loving Asana. Queen Curtis got me onto Asana. Are you loving that too?
Oh, it's amazing. I just, anytime, I can just add it to so project management, it's a project management software. When you're working with a few people, it's really helpful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm working with a few people on mine, but you can even just work with it on your own as you check things off and things come to mind. It's good to download, isn't it?
Oh, it's so powerful. I can do it any place in the world, as I'm like, oh, I should consider that. And I don't have to do it or feel like I need to take care of it right then. I just add it in, and then I can evaluate it when it's
as it comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I met the CEO of Mentors International, and he mentioned your name. I met him in Nepal.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, lovely guy. And so I'm looking forward to be contributing to them as well as to Choice.
Great organizations. You're doing so much good. It sounds like you just had an incredible breakthrough to presidential. How are you solidifying that, Jody?
It's pretty challenging this month, considering I've been away for more than half a month. And what's funny is that what we do duplicates. So I came back and one of my leaders said, oh yeah, you were away. So I kind of took the space to have some time off. That's not how it works.
I went there to inspire you so that you can go forward, right?
Go forward and prosper. But no, unfortunately, that didn't happen. It's incredible. Like, we are, by the time it's halfway through the month, we are fully solid blue, which is just such a gift and an amazing space to be in. And so now it's just, but the great thing is also in that time I've been away, 3 builders have come into my life and just attracting these incredible individuals who, it's just the right timing. It really is just a matter of timing for them, and they've put their hands up. So, we had a couple of key placeholder positions in that new leg, and so they're slotting into there really nice and quickly. So that's wonderful. I don't know if people know about placeholder positions yet, but I would have done that if I had my time again. I probably would have done that as well.
So quick definition of a placeholder is, for example, if you don't know exactly who you want to be this key leader, you could have a sister or
mother.
yeah, a child that's over 18, hold this position until you find the right person to swap into that. Because a lot of times you're looking for this key builder, this key leader, and you want to continue to build, and it's right to build, but maybe you haven't found that key person for that point person to lead that leg. And, it's always so important to be working with those key individuals. It's like, we use the metaphor of a family, right? If you have 500 kids, it's really hard to take care of 500 kids very well. But if you just have, those 3 to 6 children, you can do a really good job at that. And they can take care of their children, and so on and so forth. And it works out really well. Yeah, Karina, that's That's a great idea with your dad.
Yeah, you'd rather have a placeholder to build your power of 3 on than someone who's a customer who ends up being an inadvertent elite or onward premier and silver, which isn't a good basis to build on. So I'd personally rather a placeholder, wouldn't you, Nat?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you don't have someone stuck in that position that doesn't want to move and doesn't want to move forward. So absolutely, if that lines up, it's ideal. So how beautiful that you showed up, you went, you followed your heart to go serve in Nepal, and you attracted 3 other builders in the process. And
well, 2 definite.
Two.
One's an air hostess who's going to join. But that's not a build-up. Two definites, but
that's awesome. That's amazing, though.
Yeah, had to be there for that to happen. So.
Yeah, it doesn't happen without that, right?
Mm.
I love it. So what are you doing to solidify? Do you need to do something this month to hit it? Are there others hitting it, or can you, if you stop, then you've got to hit it 3 months in a row, right? For founders.
Yeah, that's right. So
Okay.
I feel like we're committed regardless. We just have to forge on. And with the new baby kit, I thought we might because last time we did some BOGOs for our team where if they purchased something Australian, they would get some sort of US product they may not have tried yet.
Mm-hmm.
We'd use the baby kit as a great incentive for that.
Awesome.
And the wonderful thing is, I mean, that last month we had incredible team unity where people who didn't need to help us at all just wanted to buy and help, and which was just such a beautiful thing. But it also means we can put it out to the general community of our contacts, that is. We don't advertise American products on social media or anything, but yeah, so.
But that's fun, just for the baby gift. Do you need a baby gift or gifts? Do you want to?
Can they be purchased individually, do you think? Do you know, or it's just as a kit?
I think it's just as a kit is what I saw so far.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky with 4 only though, so probably have to be careful how we go about it.
Yeah, maybe if if several people could buy it, then you have less limitation.
Yes, yeah.
And maybe at whatever incentive you do, it's just like limited, can't be guaranteed, limited time offer.
Yes.
And while they're still available or something like that.
Yeah, because that's going to go crazy in the US as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be. We've had some of those things that have only lasted a few days. So
maybe I shouldn't even bother.
Well, I think you should buy it, buy a few, but then and you can use it to increase that momentum and the volume, but you can do it in a way that still works for you. Yeah
Okay. Do you have any other ideas that are tried and true?
Do you feel like your platinums, how engaged are they in this, in going platinum and continuing to solidify?
That they are very busy. They're very, very, very productive, very committed. They're all in. I'm just very blessed in that way. Our newest ones are probably less more than anything. They're kind of in shock. Poor things. But they knew all along what was happening. So they're very good friends here. They're my friends from church, so it's just being very open.
So maybe some of those people, you're having your platinums, you're having diamond conversations with, okay, So right now we're solidifying this platinum so that you're ready to go diamond in a little bit. And this is going to be significant for you. You know, like we're going in the right direction. This is all coming together. So it becomes less and less about Jody and more about them. And these ones that have just come from, you know, silver to platinum and gold to platinum, helping them see the progress that they're in or the process that they're in. And I just think it's always helpful for them to know how it's taking them to freedom, you know, because so many times, you know, this is an intense, big thing for you. And they can lose track of their own why and their own freedom in the process.
Yes, it's interesting. I've never had our business where it's been about us. I've always been capable of just doing things on my own to reach our own goals, and then when I'm with them, it's about them.
Yeah.
Our conversations lately have been, we really want to help you get your goal. We're a bit concerned about this for you.
Yeah.
We're like kind of focusing on me, like, oh, hang on, that's why aren't you wanting this? But obviously they wouldn't have been wanting it this soon, possibly, or
right. And it is natural. There's nothing wrong with it. This is a natural thing that it would happen this way. But just kind of knowing that and being able to address it in these ways so they can see where they are in the process, so they can remember their why. And I think I had a good conversation with my sister-in-law the other day, and it was about sacrifice, and it was just that, you know, anything that really matters in life requires some sacrifice. And this doesn't mean that we need to, you know, go against everything that we value, but it does mean that for a season we need to do things differently. You don't get to platinum, you don't get to diamond without some sacrifice of other things. And there gets to be a shift of, you know, or maybe an order of priorities, especially in this season. They've got to let go of something to take hold of this freedom.
So true. I'm writing that down. Lovely wisdom.
I think that's so key. It cannot be overlooked. So she felt like it was something, they had been at gold for a long time and just not moving forward like they wanted to, and they knew it was in them. And so they actually decided to make some big sacrifices. She was really touched by it and just felt like that was the answer. I haven't known what to do to go to the next level. So they are in the process of selling their home, and they're going to travel around in a little travel trailer. They're kind of almost retired, you know, and so they'll be doing that. And they have had so much energy into their business since they decided to make that sacrifice, and since they announced it to their team and everything. It's just very clear to their team where their commitment is and everything. So it's beautiful.
You did actually say that to me too when we had just a one-on-one. You said you got to let go of something. Something's got to give. What are you going to lose? I thought the housework was enough. Getting someone to cook some meals.
Jody, I think it's going to take more than housework to get you to presidential strong, right?
I need space. This is our dining room table.
You're amazing. I love how you multi-use, and it's not very different in our world. So, you know, and you'll just be amazed. All of a sudden, you'll bloom right into your different space and a whole new level. So just hold it. Do ask what is required. One of my favorite quotes by a wise man, B. Young, said, pay attention to what is required of you and let the balance go.
B. Young, B as in his initial is B?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. He had a school named after him.
Wow. Okay.
Brigham.
Okay. I've got you.
Yeah. Awesome. You are so welcome. I'm excited to see you solidify.
Yes, thank you.
The quote was, pay attention to, and I kind of modify it here and there, but the exact way he said it was, pay attention to what the Lord requires of you and let the balance go. So whatever it is that you, your belief is, pay attention to what the universe requires of you. Pay attention to what's required of you and let the balance go. And every day, yes, every day I like to get just this white piece of paper, and maybe it's the night before, maybe it's that morning, and I know my pipes, I know where I'm to focus. I know what one thing I need to be on right now. But the question is, what is my focus today? Where should I have my eyes today? What's required today? And be focused there. Awesome.
Powerful. I love that. We need that on one of these posters.
I know. Okay. I'll put it in the request for next year.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love you. Reach out to me if you hit any other walls. Okay, Miss Jody?
Okay. Thanks so much, Nat.
Love you tons. Haley, let's grab your last question and then close. Thank you, Karina. Tons of love.
Oh, I'm going to get going too. Love you, Haley. Thank you for this invitation.
Yes, so glad you're here. Hey, we're going to do it this same time every month, whatever today is, whatever time it was in Australia. We're going to do it the same time every month, just at sharesuccess.com/Zoom.
So you mean this Wednesday of every month?
Yep. I think it's the fourth Wednesday.
The fourth Wednesday of every month. And it started at maybe 2 p.m. Australian time.
And we'll post it on that page as well. So
sharesuccess.com/Australia.
.au. Yeah.
.au. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'll catch you next week. And
beautiful.
Is this open to other people joining too? Like other?
Yeah, we were thinking leaders, builder to leader.
But what about my situation?
I think you're great. What we're going to do is just have it be a big group call and have the people come that need it at that time.
Okay.
And so I don't think we need to limit it. We're good.
That's an amazing gift. Thank you so much, Nat.
You're so welcome. Tons of love.
Yeah, love you too.
Love you.
Bye.
Okay, Miss Haley.
Haha, I've stopped and I can talk. One thing that if I had an opportunity to put my paperwork in was, because we've been Solid Diamond halfway through the month for quite some time, and we're building 5 legs and just got my 6th leg, who's amazing. But the problem I'm sticking with is my first 4 legs.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them have hit gold, but they haven't re-hit gold since last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been silver for well over a year now, probably actually 18 months. And it's like, so I need to look within, obviously, but I also need to understand what skill set maybe I need to help them as well. I know there's a whole time thing, but it's everything's there. I can see it. It's that it's something bigger than just logistics and numbers,
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It's developmentally let's first talk just about the silver to gold, right? They are at this silver place, right? Which is all about this belief in themselves, their and their ability to be successful, right? Their commitment, their modeling the success habits, their certainty, right? So if they have that, they're going to be hitting authentic silver and just nailing silver, right? But to go to gold, they've got to believe in their builders, and most times this is the problem. They're still doing everything themselves. They really haven't transferred to those builders and empowered them.
Yeah.
And so that shift needs to happen with love. We need to transfer a vision, and then we're nurturing this team culture of duplication. And that's what gold is. That's the essence of gold. And so, at this space, you've got the guides that you can download in English to take your silvers to, from launch to train to lead, right? Lead is taking them from silver to gold, really.
Yeah.
And that curriculum we have not nailed before. I feel like that's why there's usually such a big gap between silver and gold,
Yeah. I struggled because, like, myself, I went elite silver gold in 60 days. So so it took me a while to get to elite, but once I got on a roll, it flew really easily. So I haven't come up against that block. So to have them sitting there with that, but I think a lot of it is that ownership too, I think, for them. And just that commitment level. I think I'll go back and revisit a little bit of the silver as well, and just make sure that's all really, really covered, rather than progressing a little bit too much into the gold just yet.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I don't know how much you could see throughout the process, but usually we'll start at wherever they're organic. Then we'll make sure that everything underneath that is 9s or 10s, basically.
Okay.
And then we can go to the rank that they're reaching for.
Yeah.
And if we do it that way, once we have one thing, some people can handle one thing. Some people, they want 3 focuses so they can feel like they're doing something. But anything over that, we're on overload,
So is there anything from I guess I'll just do the same thing for diamond to blue.
Well, diamond to blue, you are probably so solid on your why. You're working diligently. You're inspiring and leading a movement. You're multiplying abundance. That's diamond. But blue is about your influence. And influence is getting people to follow. It's a leader that leads leaders, right? And it's all about humility and bringing this passion for purpose and raising up empowered leaders. So, leaders that are leading leaders, not just the one-man shows, right? It's got to move from that silver to the gold. And, it's kind of, I call blue the grandma rank because, it's really about moving into that space where you raised your children and their children are getting raised, right? So take a closer look there and just see where you need to hone in, what you need to hone in on, and really all those answers are within you. You'll look at it and you'll know exactly what it means to do. So that you can find One Thing Mentoring already and Share Success, the library at Share Success.
Awesome. Thank you, Natalie.
Love you so much. See you all next month. Lots of love. Bye, Bernard. Love you. Great night. Thank you so much. Lots of love to Australia and beyond.